You had serious concerns about the fact that there's now so many people to deal with at these camps. You're worried that there might be some kind of letter system. They can give in a letter, they can go out, and then in the hope that they return. Is that true?
That's what I think is inevitable, frankly. You've got a lot of people in a place that is designed to take far fewer than are actually there. There are tensions in there. There's sickness, we gather. We don't know exactly what. There are conflicts. What else are you going to do other than move them? And if you move them, and if you say to them, right, here's a bit of paper, you haven't been given admission, only temporary admission, you've got to come back and talk to us, then they will go off and into the underground.
How did you feel when you learnt about a report that Nigel Farage brought us, which, by the way, was denied, remarkably denied by the local paper in that area, about a woman opening her front door, there being an asylum seeker in her home? He was upstairs in what happened to be her grandson's bedroom, for goodness sakes. We had 2 phones saying, please get me to Manchester. I mean, is this a shock to you? How does that make you feel? Because residents in that area now are having to lock their front doors. The local primary school is having to monitor children within its own school gates because of this. We can't live in a world like this.
No, it's shocking, frankly. It's appalling that we've lost control to such an extent that, frankly, we don't know who's coming in. Having arrived, we don't know where they are. And effectively, they are saying, I'm coming to your country whether you like it or not, and I'm going to stay here. And that is what sort of sovereignty is that, for goodness sake?
Yeah, 100%. How do you feel about the fact that Suella Braverman is now back at it? Because a lot of people are saying, yes, I'm very happy that Suella Braverman is back. She did resign over that ministerial code issue. I do suspect that there was more to do with the fact that she wasn't getting what she wanted over illegal immigration. But some people are saying, we've heard it all before from the Tories. Now it will be no different.
Well, it's only 5 days, 6 days since she stepped down. If I have to say, having worked for the government for 40 years, what she did and what she's really being lambasted for is minor compared to some of the things that I saw going on in ministerial offices and that was over 20 years ago, admittedly. What I would say is look at who's actually criticising, and I wonder if they were honest, if they wouldn't say, actually, we don't like her policies, that's why we don't want her there. And that is what it's all about, in my humble opinion.
I've got a massive concern, Alp, an absolutely massive concern that we are importing foreign drama and foreign problems. People from countries that don't get on. Our very own Home Security editor, Mark White, said there are people in these camps from different countries. Those countries don't necessarily always get on. He said there is an Albanian element to this as well. 7 reported incidents on Monday alone. Police there every however long. I'm concerned about what happens, not just if they're in these camps, but sometimes if they get released out into the wider community as well, those problems just spill out onto the streets of Britain.
Of course they do. And they will do more and more, frankly. We've got nearly 40,000 people who've just come across the channel illegally. And they're the ones that we know about. There's a hell of a lot more who are coming into the country, and we have absolutely no idea who they are, what sort of security risk they represent. And that is something that I hope Suella Braverman is there to get a grip of.
Well, the only way she can do it, from where I'm sitting, Alp, anyway, is if we pull ourselves out the ECHR, we stop the interference of foreign judges in our national laws. She wanted to do that, at least she said she wanted to do it. Rishi Sunak has said that he wants to do it. Will they?
Well, if we do... look, there are 2 things here. One, if we pull out of the ECHR, that's not going to solve all our immigration problems. And personally, I don't think it's actually going to stop people from coming over.
Will it make it easier for the planes?
It will make it slightly easier for us to remove them. Although don't underestimate the will to stymie it all in the courts, which is what's going to happen anyway. I think that those coming over should be held in better accommodation, in better places than is now happening at Manston, dealt with quickly and removed, either sent back or sent on to places like Rwanda, third countries, safe countries, or back to their own countries.